Hello everyone and welcome to my The Young and the Restless official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Thursday, February 26th reveal that Victor Newman will land on the hot seat over what he did with Lily Winters and the twins. Sharon Newman will also fly into panic mode over some news she's about to receive, so let's discuss what Y&R fans can expect. For starters, Noah Newman and Sienna Bacall will head to Crimson Lights for a conversation with Sharon and Nick Newman. Nick and Sharon will be ready to spread the word about Matt Clark's release, but they'll realize Sienna and Noah already know. Of course, Noah will show the disturbing text messages he received from an unknown number, so Sharon will reel over Matt already reaching out with a revenge threat. Sharon will fear for both Noah and Sienna, but Noah's priority will be making sure Sienna stays out of harm's way. Detective James Burrow will eventually pop up to discuss all the Matt drama as well, but Nick will remain determined to take the law into his own hands and get rid of Matt himself. As for Devon Winters, he'll fill Nate Hastings in on his confrontation with Kane Ashby and confirm Lily's been taken along with the twins. Nate and Devon may think this has Victor written all over it, since it's the logical move for leverage on Kane, even if they find this triple kidnapping despicable. However, it looks like Devon and Nate will keep things vague for now, as they tell Abby Newman about a potential lead on what happened to Lily. Until they have Victor confirmation, Nate and Devon may agree not to stress Abby out about what her father's done, especially since she's still on edge following Dominic Winter's snatching. Nevertheless, Devon and Nate will ultimately corner Victor for the truth, so he'll face a Lily-related ambush and will have to answer some tough questions. Victor might assure Nate and Devon that Kane's family is perfectly fine, but he'll need Kane to keep believing there's a threat if he wants to get his company back. Devon and Nate may be skeptical if Victor promises Lily's on board and has been apprised of all the latest developments. On Kane's train, he'll confess something to Phyllis Summers as a guard prevents her from leaving. Kane might admit he's willing to do anything to put Newman Enterprises back in Victor's hands and make sure his family walks free. Kane may warn Phyllis not to test the limits of what he's capable of, but Phyllis isn't easily intimidated and may stand up to Kane despite his threats. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Phyllis and Kane have another fierce face-off on the way, so stay tuned. The tension in Genoa City is reaching a fever pitch, and Thursday's episode of The Young and the Restless promises to push every character to their breaking point. From shocking revelations to daring confrontations, the city is on edge, and nowhere is that more evident than with Victor Newman. The man who usually calls the shots finds himself under a microscope, forced to answer for every calculated move he's made regarding Lily Winters and her twins. As the day unfolds, Sharon Newman's world teeters on the brink of panic. The news she's about to receive threatens to shatter her sense of security, igniting the familiar swirl of fear and urgency that often defines her life in Genoa City. But before she can process anything, events begin to collide at Crimson Lights, where Noah Newman and Sienna Bacall are already waiting, their faces tight with concern. Nick and Sharon arrive, bracing themselves to break the news about Matt Clark's release, a man whose obsession and vendetta have caused no shortage of chaos in their lives. But as they sit down, a chilling realization hits them. Sienna and Noah are already in the know. The tension escalates as Noah reveals the disturbing text messages he's received from an unknown number, messages dripping with menace, threats from Matt, and a promise of revenge. Sharon recoils, the fear for both Noah and Sienna visible in every tense line of her face. But Noah's focus is unwavering, keeping Sienna safe above all else, even as the shadow of Matt's reach looms dangerously close. Detective James Burrow soon arrives, adding another layer of intensity to the scene. He's here to help navigate the storm Matt has stirred, but Nick's resolve is clear. He isn't willing to wait for the law to take its course. He wants justice on his own terms. The law may stand in his way, but Nick is determined to make Matt pay, and the tension between legal procedure and personal vengeance hangs thick in the air. Meanwhile, the drama extends into another corner of Genoa City. Devon Winters finds himself confiding in Nate Hastings, recounting his heated confrontation with Kane Ashby. The news is grim. Lily has been taken along with the twins, and the situation reeks of a carefully orchestrated power move. Devon and Nate can't shake the suspicion. It's Victor. Everything about this triple kidnapping screams his style, calculated, strategic, and relentless. Yet, as they talk it through, both men know the stakes are delicate. Abby Newman is still reeling from the trauma of Dominic Winter's snatching, and they decide to withhold the full truth from her for now, sharing only a potential lead while carefully guarding the most harrowing details. But secrets rarely stay buried in Genoa City. Eventually, Devon and Nate confront Victor, a tense ambush designed to strip away his carefully constructed facade. Questions come fast and hard, each one laced with suspicion and urgency. Victor, ever the master manipulator, may assure them that Kane's family is safe, painting a picture of calm control. Yet, even as he promises Lily's cooperation and claims she is fully briefed on the latest developments, Devon and Nate remain skeptical. In the world of the Newmans, trust is never freely given, and Victor's words, no matter how confident, carry the weight of doubt. The tension is mirrored in another high-stakes encounter on a train bound for uncertainty. Kane Ashby faces off with Phyllis Summers. A guard blocks her path, ensuring there's no escape, and Kane finally lays bare his intentions. He is willing to go to any length to restore Newman Enterprises to Victor's hands, to secure the freedom of his family, even if it means crossing lines no one thought he would. His warning is clear: do not test his limits. But Phyllis is not one to cower. Her eyes blaze with defiance as she meets his threat head-on, a testament to her resilience and determination. The clash between Kane's desperation and Phyllis's unwavering courage promises sparks that could ignite at any moment, and viewers are left holding their breath for the inevitable escalation. Every moment in this episode is a study in tension, a delicate dance between fear, loyalty, and survival. From the quiet dread in Sharon's eyes to Noah's protective resolve, from Victor's cold calculation to Kane's dangerous gambit, the stakes have never been higher. And yet, in the midst of all this turmoil, the human element shines through: the fierce protectiveness of family, the burning desire for justice, and the courage to stand against even the most formidable adversaries. As the stories unfold, viewers will witness secrets laid bare, alliances tested, and the lines between right and wrong blur in the shadow of ambition and revenge. Phyllis and Kane's confrontation alone is enough to send shivers down the spine, a reminder that in Genoa City, power is never surrendered quietly, and no one is ever truly safe. Thursday's episode of The Young and the Restless is more than just a drama. It's an emotional journey through fear, hope, and the unbreakable bonds of family. Every revelation, every threat, every whispered promise of revenge carries weight, leaving characters and viewers grappling with the consequences. For Sharon, Noah, Sienna, Devon, Nate, and even Victor himself, the days ahead are fraught with peril, with trust hanging by the thinnest of threads. In the end, Genoa City is a city of shadows and secrets, where the past refuses to stay buried and every decision carries consequences that ripple across lives. And as the dust settles, one thing is certain: no one will emerge unscathed. As Genoa City holds its collective breath, the shadow of Matt Clark's vendetta grows ever darker. Sharon can barely steady herself as she tries to process the terrifying truth. Matt is not only out of prison, but already reaching across the city with threats that cut straight to the heart of those she loves. Every beep of her phone, every unexpected message sends a jolt of panic through her, a reminder of just how fragile their safety truly is. Noah, ever vigilant, senses her rising fear and becomes the anchor in the storm, his eyes burning with determination to protect Sienna at all costs. The room is thick with tension, every word measured, every glance heavy with unspoken dread, as the knowledge of Matt's vendetta settles like a weight they cannot shrug off. Meanwhile, Devon and Nate continue their quiet strategic work, piecing together the puzzle that Victor has so deliberately manipulated. Their investigation into Lily and the twins' disappearance is as much about understanding Victor's next move as it is about finding the missing family members themselves. With each conversation, each calculated step, the sense grows that the Newmans are navigating a dangerous web of power, deception, and betrayal, where one wrong move could unravel everything. Abby remains in the dark, her own nerves frayed from Dominic Winter's earlier abduction, and Devon and Nate make a deliberate choice: protect her from this fresh wave of horror until they have concrete answers. But even as they withhold the full truth, the tension is palpable, every quiet glance between them a silent acknowledgement that time is running out. The confrontation with Victor is electric. Devon and Nate corner him in a private office, the room heavy with anticipation. Questions fly, sharp and relentless. Where is Lily? Are the twins safe? What have you done? Victor, ever composed, offers assurances that are as calculated as they are chilling. He claims Kane's family is unharmed, that Lily is fully aware of the situation, and that everything is part of a strategy to secure Newman Enterprises. But the doubt in Devon and Nate's eyes speaks volumes. They know Victor, and his version of truth is never the full story. Every word, every careful pause from Victor is a test, a challenge, a manipulation designed to keep them off balance. And they must tread carefully while preparing for the moment when they can extract the answers they desperately need. Meanwhile, Kane Ashby's story reaches a harrowing crescendo aboard the train, locked in a tense standoff with Phyllis Summers. The clatter of the train over the tracks punctuates the scene, a relentless metronome of impending danger. Kane's confession is raw and desperate. He will do whatever it takes to return Newman Enterprises to Victor, even if it means walking a path of moral compromise, risking everything to save his family. His warning to Phyllis is clear: the tension thick enough to choke on, do not test me. But Phyllis, unyielding as ever, meets his gaze with steel, refusing to bow to threats. The clash between Kane's calculated desperation and Phyllis's fearless defiance creates a combustible tension that promises to explode in ways no one can fully anticipate. Every flicker of fear, every spark of courage is magnified against the backdrop of the confined train car, the stakes impossible to ignore. Back in the heart of the city, the ripples of Matt Clark's release are felt in every corner. Sharon's panic mirrors the collective unease of those caught in the crossfire of vengeance and ambition. Noah's protective instincts, Nick's simmering anger, and Sienna's quiet resilience converge in a tense tableau of fear, loyalty, and determination. Detective Burroughs' presence is a reminder that the law exists, but in Genoa City, the law is often a distant shadow compared to the raw, immediate drive for justice, vengeance, and survival. As the episode unfolds, viewers are drawn deeper into a world where every action has consequences, every secret threatens to unravel, and every relationship teeters on a knife's edge. The stakes are higher than ever. Sharon must confront her fears, Noah must protect Sienna, Devon and Nate must navigate Victor's manipulations, and Kane must face the full weight of his choices, while Phyllis refuses to be intimidated. Each scene is a masterclass in tension and emotion, blending fear, courage, desperation, and defiance into a cinematic tapestry that keeps the audience on edge. And just when it seems the tension has reached its peak, the episode promises even more twists. Victor's calm exterior may be hiding dangerous truths. Matt's revenge may be closer than anyone suspects. Kane's willingness to push boundaries could trigger unforeseen consequences. And Phyllis, unflinching and fearless, may hold the key to exposing or halting the most dangerous schemes yet. In Genoa City, no one is ever truly safe, and no secret remains buried forever. The events of this day serve as a stark reminder: family, power, and ambition collide in ways that leave scars, test loyalties, and push even the strongest hearts to their limits. Thursday's episode of The Young and the Restless is a masterful display of emotional intensity, suspense, and drama, a cinematic journey that will leave viewers breathless, hearts racing, and desperate to see what comes next. Because in Genoa City, when the past, the present, and ambition collide, the consequences are inevitable, and nothing, absolutely nothing, will ever be the same again. As night falls over Genoa City, the city itself feels charged. Every shadow seems to whisper secrets, and every light flickers with a sense of impending doom. In the Newman world, the stakes have never been higher. Victor Newman sits in his office, the weight of his manipulations heavy on his shoulders, yet his face betrays nothing. He is the architect of chaos, and yet the threads he spun are beginning to fray. Devon and Nate's ambush earlier lingers in his mind. They pressed for the truth, and while Victor's smooth assurances may have calmed them for now, he knows it won't be long before his lies are unraveled. Meanwhile, aboard the train, the tension between Kane Ashby and Phyllis Summers reaches a boiling point. Kane's desperation is palpable. He will stop at nothing to restore Newman Enterprises to Victor's control, to secure the safety of his family, to reclaim what he believes is owed. But Phyllis is unshakable. Every threat Kane hurls is met with her fierce resolve. She isn't just resisting him, she's a mirror, reflecting back his own moral compromise and forcing him to confront just how far he's willing to go. The confined space of the train car amplifies every heartbeat, every whisper, every charged glance, turning their confrontation into a pressure cooker of suspense. The tension is almost unbearable. One misstep, one moment of hesitation, and the consequences could be catastrophic. Back on the city streets, Sharon, Noah, and Sienna are caught in their own storm of fear. Matt Clark's reach is long, and his thirst for vengeance is relentless. Every text, every threat is a chilling reminder that he is closer than they ever imagined. Sharon's panic is raw and unfiltered, a mother's worst fear brought to life. Noah's protective determination drives him to act, yet even he can't control the looming shadow of Matt's revenge. Every decision feels like a gamble, every moment a heartbeat away from disaster. Detective James Barrow is present, a steady hand in the chaos, but even the law has limits when emotions run this high and vengeance has already begun to take root. Victor's storyline is no less intense. Devon and Nate continue to puzzle through his schemes, questioning every word, every promise, every gesture. He claims Lily is safe, that the twins are unharmed, that everything is part of a calculated plan to regain control, but in the shadows doubt festers. Devon's and Nate's instincts scream that Victor's manipulations run deeper than anyone can see, and the threat to Lily and her children is far from over. The tension between belief and suspicion keeps every viewer holding their breath, wondering, can anyone truly trust Victor Newman? Then comes the moment that will leave viewers on the edge of their seats. Kane, desperate, makes a choice, one that could change everything. Phyllis refuses to yield, and as the train hurtles forward, the atmosphere is electric, thick with the possibility of violence, revelation, and betrayal. Every word between them cuts like a knife. Every glance is loaded with unspoken stakes, and every second brings them closer to a breaking point. The confrontation promises that nothing will remain the same, that alliances will be tested, and that loyalties will be shattered. And as the episode hurtles toward its finale, a chilling thought lingers over Genoa City. Matt Clark's revenge is imminent. His presence, though unseen, is a threat that looms over every character, ready to strike when least expected. Sharon's panic, Noah's determination, Sienna's vulnerability, Devon and Nate's uncertainty, Victor's manipulations, Kane's desperation, Phyllis's defiance, they are all threads in a tapestry poised on the edge of disaster. The camera would linger on Victor, alone in his office, a faint smirk playing across his lips, but a flicker of worry betrays him. On the train, Kane grips the edge of his seat, every muscle tense, as Phyllis refuses to blink. Across town, Sharon's hands tremble as she stares at her phone, a single message from Matt lighting up the screen. The twins' safety, Lily's fate, Newman Enterprises, everything hangs by the thinnest of threads. And then, silence. The tension is unbearable. The screen fades to black. Genoa City will never be the same again. Because in a world of ambition, manipulation, and revenge, one truth is unavoidable. In The Young and the Restless, every choice has a consequence, every secret is dangerous, and every heartbeat could be the moment when everything changes forever.